So I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders' game. He had 364 yards passing, three touchdowns through the air, one rushing. It was truly a legendary kind of game for Shedeur Sanders, and Shedeur definitely was not the reason why the Cleveland Browns lost this game. His coach, Kevin Stefanski, is holding his team back, and I'm just tired of watching coaching gas week in and week out by Kevin Stefanski. It's like Shedeur Sanders just drove you down the field, down 8 points because your goofy self went for a 2 point conversion unabated. You didn't need to go for 2 points. I understand the analytics of it. You go for 2 points, you're down 6 points, and you're able to win the game with an extra point. But here's the thing, football is not played on a spreadsheet. It's played between the lines. So when you're the Cleveland Browns, you don't play the analytical game. You play the smart game. You kick the extra point, you go down 7, and you score a touchdown, and you kick it again, going to overtime. Or then you have a choice. You can kick it and go to overtime, or then you can go for 2 points to win the game. The Browns put themselves in a precarious position where they didn't pick up the second or the first 2 point conversion. So you have to go for two, and you have to complete it. It's such the Browns thing to do for them to do all of that, down 14 points, score 2 touchdowns, and then you lose on a trick play, on a gadget play, where you did not have Shedeur Sanders in the game. That's going to be talked about for an entire week until the next game that the Browns have against Chicago. Even if Kevin Stefanski gets fired, it's still going to be talked about for an entire week. And I don't know if Kevin gets fired. He probably doesn't, just based on everything we've heard. But Jimmy Haslam is also extremely temperamental. But let's get back to Shedeur. Some good that I saw from Shedeur. I mean, 4 touchdowns. That's great production. Some bad. He did have a bad interception I didn't like. He took 2 sacks, which isn't bad. The completion percentage was right around 55%. I mean, that has something to do with him, something to do with his receivers. Sometimes the receivers and Shedeur Sanders, they're not on the same page. Now, they were on the same page enough for Shedeur to have 364 yards passing. Just imagine if they were able to actually get on the same page with Shedeur Sanders. He could have had over 400 yards passing today. So, from that aspect, Shedeur, he played a really good game. Shedeur gave the Browns a chance to win the game. And it was taken away because of the incompetency and the ineptitude of their head coach and Kevin Stefanski. I mean, the special teams, once again, looked terrible. That has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. The defense, at times, gave up big gash plays. Again, that has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. Like, please, let's play some complimentary football. This defense is supposed to be one of the top defenses in the league. They gave up 31 points. Now, the Browns, they also, Shedeur threw an interception, and Dylan Sampson also had a bad fumble in the game. So the Browns cannot get out of their own way. They cannot play a clean game. The Browns played a clean game. And, Shedeur did throw an interception, but, I mean, if you attribute it for 4 touchdowns accounted for, and you have one interception, I'm going to give you a pass on the interception. That's not the reason why the Cleveland Browns lost the game. And if somebody really wants to point to that one interception, and after that interception, he threw 2 more touchdown passes and ran for a touchdown pass after that. So let's please don't go there. You're just a Shedeur hater at that point. But yeah, I liked what I saw from Shedeur. I felt like this was a make it or break it kind of game for Shedeur. I didn't necessarily need him to win the game. It would have been nice if Shedeur won the game, but I felt like this game was a must-look-good game for Shedeur, and he certainly passed that bar. But here's the thing with Shedeur essentially has to play a perfect game, or there are going to be people who are going to be critical of him. People are going to be like, well, he threw interception, and then his completion percentage was low, and he didn't do this, and he didn't do that. But I do see a lot of people coming to his defense and realizing that Kevin Stefanski is a really bad coach. And people are going to come to his defense because it was not Shedeur's fault that he was not on the field for the 2 point conversion to try to tie the game. I think that's going to be a focal point for people to talk about this week. And how can you blame Shedeur Sanders for the loss if he's not even on the field attempting to make a play on the 2 point conversion? Like, he literally just made a nice throw to Harold Fannin for the touchdown and cut the lead to 2, and then you immediately take him out the game to run some wildcat reverse. Like, I mean, Kevin Stefanski, you stop trying to tell me that he is a good coach. He's not a good coach. He really derailed this game. It's like Kevin Stefanski was trying his darnest to sabotage this game and not let the Browns win. Just amazing stuff from Kevin Stefanski. The ineptitude and incompetency knows no bounds. But Shedeur played a good game. Actually, Shedeur played a great game. So big ups to Shedeur. 364, 4 touchdowns accounted for, only 1 touchdown. Certainly a wrist up performance, a legendary performance. Too bad it was in a loss. All right, that's all I have. KSK rolling out. Peace.